So there's Boo, back with Amazon. And all those babies are up out of the corners because Dad and Mom are floating now. There's, now, Scarn was doing a good job on his own and not messing with his baby, so they were up anyway, but Pastel's back in now. This period between, 3 and 5 weeks is a really tough period because the parents want to flip and start over, but these babies need so much more care than a regular baby. Parakeet, because they're so much bigger and they have so much growing to do. So, however, they do stop feeding them at some point, but it's not just about being fed. It's about following your parents around and eating what they eat, that kind of thing. They're fledglings. So they're not ready to be taken from their parents yet. And although they are tending to lose weight because they're not being fed anymore, they're also, they tolerate it pretty well and they learn to eat, pretty quickly. So here's one. This is Danube and Geyser. That's Danube feeding one of his babies. His babies had been hiding in the corner for days. Geyser's over there losing her mind trying to get out of the cage. And the babies come up immediately when Mom's here. It's like Dad gets right back on track again. So here's the pattern that I think I'm seeing so far. I know for a fact you have to pull the nest box and probably the hen at 25 days. Because the hen will flip. I don't have cages that I can mount the nest box up high on. But the chicks are generally coming out of the nest by then anyway. So just take the nest box off. I'm going to continue to pull the hens on the 25th day and the nest box on the 26th day. But I think after a few days, I need to put the hens back in again. Once she gets, the nest box is gone and she gets, a little hormonal stability from the whole, I'm going to start laying eggs again. I can put her back in again, keep Dad on track, and keep the babies going. So I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I'm still trying to figure this out. And people say, just pull the hens. Just pull the hens. Yeah, but if you pull the hens, then the fathers turn on the chicks and you start losing chicks. So I don't sit around and wait for my chicks to die. When I see something isn't working, I change it. So, and I have a very, very, very low mortality rate on my chicks. I had 52 chicks hatch this time around. One of them died when it was 24 hours old. One of them I had to put down from rickets. I still have 50 live chicks. And that's really good. And I plan on keeping it that way. So, when somebody tells me, just pull the hens, I'll pull the hens and then I watch and see what happens. And what I see is the dads turn on the chicks, start trying to turn one of the baby girls into his mate and abusing her and causing all the chicks to go hide in the corners and not eat. So, yeah. So the trifecta of Mom, Dad, and a nest box has to be dismantled at 25 days. I have found that pulling the nest box works really, really well, and probably pulling the hens for at least a few days to let them come down off their hormonal crazy so that they don't attack any chicks or start dropping eggs or whatever, distract the cock, get jealous of their own chicks or whatever. So I'm thinking that I'm going to pull the nest box and the hen. I'll put the hen back in after 3 or 4 days. They obviously still recognize each other. They're perfectly happy to see each other. There is Nile and Flo. And although two of their babies are sleeping in the corner right now, they were up and walking around a minute ago. And this one's up and walking around. And his baby's been hiding from him for days. I put baby back in here. Where is she? Oh, she's up there. I put baby back in here, and these little guys were never hiding in the first place, but they're very happy. See them over there? They're like, look, we have babies. These little guys never hid because Daddy did just fine. This is Shoe and Spring. I put Spring back in and everything's hunky-dory. These are beautiful chicks. I am really pleased, even though they weren't at all what I was hoping to get. I put Estuary back in here with Peridot. And here we are, the whole family lined up, although Peridot's chicks were never hiding in the first place. And that little foster right there actually is Baby's chick. He has a look-alike little brother right there. He's a yellow-faced opaline spangle. This little baby is a rock star. I love that one. And this is Yellow Dad down here dutifully feeding all his underage babies. I've put all the hens back. These little guys were starting to hide from Agate, and I put his girl back in there, and they're doing just fine. So these are the foster hen moms, and I am going to put them back in too, but little Miss Yellowface, her babies have quite a ways to go, so I'm going to give these girls a little time and let the dads make sure they're, doing the right thing. Here is Niger and Vapor, who are so happy to see each other, and their babies are beautiful. And I put Larkspur back in here with Indy. I'm not sure she's feeling really well though, so I'm gonna watch her. I don't want her to give her babies a sickness or anything, so I'm gonna watch her, and I might pull her back out again. But all babies are fat and sassy. And I put now this is Henry and Evangeline, and I pulled Evangeline a long time ago. So I'm not sure they're really making any difference here, but where's the other chick? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there they are. So, but they're going out on the big flight together in a few days, so I thought, what the heck. There is Zoo, who loves me again because he doesn't have a nest box, and his crew of 3 are going out in the next couple of days. Hi, little fat parakeet. Hi, little fat cockatiel. He says, I'm a boy. I'm a fat. And that's her pretty sisters. Your sisters are so pretty. What happened? Hi, you. Kiss, kiss, pretty bird. Kiss, kiss. Are you talking to me? And here's my foster. So, little baby Yellowface. Oh, look. One of the moths is up. Little baby Yellowface got moved in here. This was Bear Grylls' chick. He was the first one to flip and start abusing her. And it went on for long enough, so she's a little bit behaviorally strange. She tries to attack anybody that approaches her. But I moved her in with Scarn, and he left her alone enough so she kind of calmed down. But then I noticed he was starting to reject her because she would still like hiss and spit at him whenever he came near her. So I moved her in here with the masses, and she seems to be doing just fine. She likes the big cage. She lays in with the baby. She's a little older than everybody in here. So, but she's calming down. Yeah, so the father's picking out a baby hen and picking on her and trying to breed her really does mess with the little ones. She was so paranoid and so distraught that she could never be around an adult bird. So, and even when I first put her in Scarn's cage, she couldn't even be around the chicks. She would just freak out whenever anybody touched her. So, because they just don't understand what Daddy's trying to do, you know? So yeah, gotta break that up. So yeah, I think I'm starting to develop a pattern here. See them? They just carry on, lovey-dovey, kiss, and they don't even pay any attention to the babies, but they don't have to. The babies are eating on their own now, so your job as the keeper becomes making sure there is soft food and millet sprays and fresh food in the seed cup and the appropriate water available to them on the bottom of the cage 24 hours a day. So like they have had their first scoop of wet food. They got it at about 10 o'clock this morning. It's pretty much gone. and quite icky, and I will come out and give them another scoop in about another half an hour to an hour so they have something to eat all evening. And that gives the babies that don't know how to peel seeds yet a way to survive while they're learning the ropes. So yeah, the males are just really happy to see their hens again. Where's Henry? That's Henry in the middle right there, and Evangeline over there. You just have to break the cycle. So I guess nest boxes when the first chick is 25 days old, and pull the hen, and then put her back in a few days before Dad gets any weird ideas. So I love these little guys down here. This is Mom and Dad. All of them came out looking like Dad, but with Mom's color. He's a sky violet, so he's a sky bluebird with a violet factor that makes him a cobalt, and she's a full-on violet. And all of them came out violet. So, and all of them are recessive pieds, and all of them are spangles. What a messy, messy crew. So,
and this is a fat little baby. He's very cute, and he's very fat.
And there's Daddy-O. He just wants to sit there with his fat little babies. They're waiting for scoop number 2 of the soft food. I put Malachite out with his 2, and I'm watching them, but they're doing just fine. So, things are moving along. The first set is out, the next one will go out, and these guys will be the next ones out in a few days. I think it's the day after tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow. And then it's just a steady stream of chicks getting thrown out into the flight cages with their parents. And their parents do continue to take care of them out there. So yeah, and these guys, of course, are the tail enders. So I'll put, I'm going to wait a few more days before I put the 2 hens back in the flight cage with their men. And then a few days after that, I'll put Miss Yellowface back in here with her man and let them finish up. So, okay, so that's my theory. We'll see if it works. I just put all the hens back in. If this works out well, the next time I will set a date. Like, I'll pull the nest box when the first chick is 25 days old, pull the hen, and hold her out for like 4 days. Then I'll put her back in again. So, just to break up that trifecta of cock, hen, and nest box that ends up robbing the chicks of their parents. Yes, you just love your girl.
And our babies are doing pretty good. Let me see.
This is the youngest.
Do you have a belly in there? Yes, you do. Let me see. Oh, this one? Oh, yeah, you got the belly. And what about this one? Let me see. Oh, you're a little skinny. You better eat more, mister. I'm just saying.
Okay, so I think we're doing good. I'm really glad to see these 2 chicks up on the perch with their parents, because they've been hiding. These guys were all out anyway. Okay, so Mom's back in with the chicks and the dad. Launch is happening.